All right, what's up, YouTube? This is another episode of my FZ6 restoration. If you watch my earlier videos, I picked up this FZ6 and haven't run in 5 years. It was dropped pretty badly, and so now I'm fixing it back up, restoring it back to the way it should be, and looking forward to eventually getting back on the road. So, from the looks of things, I really haven't done a whole heck of a lot, which is true. I've done a little bit what I can. I'm mostly blocked on some parts that I'm waiting. So I ordered a bunch of parts from Yamaha. Some stuff came in, others I'm still waiting. The fun part is, and a little teaser, the fuel tank arrived. The only thing that did not arrive yet is the new gasket for the fuel pump, which I need to put at the fuel pump in the tank before I mount the tank onto the bike. But that'll be a pretty cool milestone to getting that beautiful new Yamaha tank back on. So let's unpack a little bit about what I have done so far. So this piece arrived, which will be some clue as to what I'm going to do with the bike. So in my earlier video, this thing was in the middle of a naked conversion, but it was missing a bunch of parts. It was missing of all of the phaser cowling components, all like headlights. It had nothing. So some of these components started arriving that I've been finding. Some on eBay, some new. This was a new piece. Also, while I have both the forks out and having the forks rebuilt, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the steering head bearings. So I have all those out. It's actually a really, really simple job, just to repack them with lithium grease. It'd be something I would normally have done already, except the dust seals. There's one on each side, top and bottom. Those haven't arrived yet, so I'm kind of just sitting there chilling, waiting for parts to show up. One thing that did show up from England is the RNG Racing frame sliders, which look really, really good. It's a bit premature putting them on, but I couldn't resist. I really wanted to see what they look like on the bike. Decided to go with a round instead of the arrow, and I think this is the clean side. I think they look pretty. I like they look pretty good. Also, the other thing I forgot to highlight is I got the stator cover back on. So my previous video, this thing was basically just completely all ground down from a nasty slide the bike had taken on before. New part from Yamaha, slammed on there, and looks a ton better. The other piece that I got done was I took apart the left side foot pegs. This had been through quite a battle. Like I said, it taken a nasty fall. The foot peg and the bolt were just complete garbage. So I had to replace them and the pad. And this whole thing was like not in good shape at all. So I just spent some time and cleaned up and or just buffed this up. Just take some of the surface scratches off, cleaned up the hardware. The hardware's fine. It was just corroded and a little dirty, and the shine came right back. The other thing that I did, which was I thought was kind of interesting, was I took the shield, and the shield. I'll show you what the right hand side shield looks like. So it's the silver color, and this one is actually not in bad shape. The one on the left side was pretty bad. It had a lot of scuffs and a lot of nicks in it. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit of beating from your boots, getting on and off, shifting gears, and in this case, the side hitting a brake. So I tried cleaning this side up, and it didn't really look all that great. And I was like, I'm not gonna spend 20 bucks on a new one. I want to see if I can't bring this up to a shine and maybe see if it'll match the hardware to see what it looks. And honestly, like I think it came out pretty dope. So I'm just gonna stick with it. So let's walk with me, bolt this thing up, and then you tell me what you think how this thing goes. The other thing I did was upgrade the hardware on the backside of that shield to something stainless. The other screws had taken a bit of a beating from the elements. Tell you what, it does feel good to get to a point where you start bolting on the shiny stuff on the bike. It's a good feeling. It means you're on the way. You're on the way to getting this thing back on the road. So that is one blessing of waiting on parts. It allows you to kind of spend the time to kind of work on the little stuff. So what do you think? I think it came out pretty good. Like I said, this foot peg and this bolt, these are all new, but everything else just cleaned up and restored. Didn't cost me anything. Just this was 400 grit sandpaper, 1500, 2000 wet sand, and then some Flitz metal polish. That's it. And it's not perfect. I mean, it doesn't look like chrome, but this thing's gonna get a few scuffs and scratches. You're gonna have to pull it off and like repolish it down the road anyway. But it's about the right kind of shine that I was looking for. But everything else came out pretty good. I like it. So overall, coming together. So as more parts start to show up, hopefully these videos get a little more exciting for y'all. So let me know what you think. See ya.